What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Sheriff's Play Sonic 06 Part 19. We are now beginning Silver's story. This is the
This world was devastated before I was born. A harsh, bleak place where we live in eternal darkness. Life is a struggle, and people live without hope. How did this happen? No one will answer me directly, but they always point to the flames. These flames, they burn away at my world, destroying everything in their path. They come from an eternal life form that we cannot truly defeat, the flames of disaster known as Iblis.
Silver!
Blaze, what's wrong?
He's appeared again!
this is, as I've said before, Silver the Hedgehog's debut, I guess. This is the first game that he's ever been in. But however, Blaze the Cat, this is her, I'd say, second game that she's ever been in, but her first 3D Sonic game that she's ever been in. She was in the first Sonic Nintendo DS game, Sonic Rush, where she was a playable character in that game. But as you can see, we don't get to fly infinitely with Silver. We can only do it for a short amount of time until our gauge runs out. But something that is very useful, you do not have to hold down the R1 button to have things follow you. If you have several objects flying around with you, you don't have to hold down the R1 button. But to gain extra items, you do have to hold down the R1 button. So it's just, you know, if you have enough items, like a lot of the tiny missiles that we'll get later on. Oh wait, oh crap. So let's just fly over here. And you can see, I'm not sure, you can gain, or you can hold as many items as you want to, as long as it doesn't, as long as your bar doesn't fill up. You know, every time you pick up an item, it takes a little bit from your bar. So you do have to be careful. While picking up a whole bunch of items in one area, and especially then trying to fly, you can see when you jump, it doesn't. Is this stuff gonna fall away? No, but it's a very sketchy platforming section. Yeah, but as you can see, your gauge doesn't fill up while you're jumping, so you do want to be careful when and where you jump, because there will be some times when you have to, where you'll be in a large group of enemies and you will have to pick a lot of items up, but then you also have to jump and fly around as well. Now, if you want to drop items, all you have to do is have to hit the R1 button again, no matter how many items you have on you. As long as you hit it again, or just tap it, you will drop whatever items you have. Now, since Silver can float, his silver medals are a lot easier to grab, but they also stick them in harder to find places. You know, they're not always going to be very easy to find, like shadows were. So just be careful. I believe those cars can actually hit you and hurt you, so if you do have a whole bunch of rings, you do want to be careful. And for the most part, you know, you don't have to do too much management of your action bar. the worst you'll have to do is just, oh crap. Ah, it sucked. Man, what the? Damn it. That's why you gotta be very careful. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Well, I know I wasn't paying attention, so you just have to be really careful. And that may not have hurt my chances to get the S rank. I wasn't doing that good anyway. Trying to go after it. But just remember to, similar with Omega, you want to jump out as far as you can, and then start hovering. And Silver is the slowest character while running as well, so you're not going to be, going through these sections really fast while you're running. I'm not sure what this does. Well, oh, okay, that's useful. Electricity box. It's actually very useful. And you can see every time you, okay, well, not when you throw something, but just whenever you grab an item, and that's why these Iblis takers and the worms can really mess you up while you're in an area like this. Especially if you have a whole lot of items with you, you can very easily grab their items, and you will then, your bar will continue to drop, and while you're picking up their little, the things that they shoot out. And I don't believe you actually have to sit there for the entire time. As long as you just activate the green spot, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Okay. And I think it stays there, infinitely. You don't have to worry about hurrying through a section like that, because you really want to be careful. Silver's movements aren't that fast. As I've said, he is the slowest character out of Sonic Shadow and Sonic Shadow. So you don't have to really worry about him like moving around and being hard to handle in those types of platforms, or those types of areas, by moving around too fast or throwing you off or anything. But you do still want to take it easy. These are small platforms that you are jumping to. Like this car, you don't have that much room to move around, and you do want to be very careful while going after. Now, I would view this medal as a death medal, so it's just up to you whether you want to go after it or not. And you don't want to use up all of your... You don't want to use up all of your flight in one go, especially if you don't know what platform you're going to land on underneath you. So you always want to leave a little bit in the bar, and then try to point the camera down at the ground or the platform underneath you to make sure that you're not going to fall and die. Because that will actually happen a lot. The camera angle won't work with you, and you will continue going, and then just before you know it, you're going to fall down a hole and you're dead. All right, so Blaze is a secondary character, just like with Tails, Omega, Knuckles, and okay. That was lucky. Yeah, she's just a secondary character. I want to see her moves. Okay. Oh crap. Okay. Well, there's a medal down here, so if you do happen to fall down here, you can always go for the medal. Ouch. But you want to be careful. I'm not sure if you can actually make the tornado stop. Oh crap. Stop spinning Well, I think it just will go away after a while. And it's best to stay off of any rails here in. Ouch. Here in Crisis City. So if you can choose a path that doesn't have any rails, that's always best. But going after enemies is always important as well. And I might have hurt myself or hurt my chances with okay. I'm trying to do that like diving spin thing she was doing. Oh, okay, so it's similar to a homing attack. I believe all you have to do is just that's pretty cool. So I believe all you have to do is just jump and then hit the square button when you're near enemies. It seems to be pretty effective, actually. It is on par with the homing attack, but I wouldn't rely on it for a homing attack or it being as useful, because you can see she can dive through the air for a while, and so you just want to take it easy and take it slow while using that ability. You don't want to just start using it like someone who practices with it a lot will, because you will die very quickly. And you don't stay in the air for very long, so you can't do it over or near any ledges, and you can't use it as a way to get across the ledge very easily. You may be able to if you try to hang the jump as far as you can, but she definitely is a very good character, a lot better than I thought. Come on, there we go. A lot better than I thought she was, especially with that homing attack. So that makes playing Silver's level pretty fun. You don't get to play with her all that much, or nearly as much as I would like. She is in a few levels, but she doesn't get to be nearly as playable as other characters like Omega or come on. Omega or who else? Well, Rouge and Tails. I've already said, Tails is the most played secondary character. He is played so much that you could almost view him as a main character. He has so many levels and areas that he can play that you can view him as that. But anyway, I'll talk more about that later on. You can see how these silver medals are kind of hidden off in little out of the way spots, similar to other people's silver medals, but most of them are not all that hidden, like with Shadow and Sonic. A lot of theirs was in the ouch, stuff along like vehicle routes, or Sonic's Mach Speed areas. I'm trying to kill this Titan, but it doesn't want me to kill him for some reason. Damn it. Oh, there we go. So somehow I killed him. The using silver isn't that useful. Like, sometimes when you're trying to throw stuff at enemies, it doesn't always work, and you will find yourself a lot of the time. Oh no. Okay. I don't know how in the hell I survived that, but I ain't complaining. Like, if you have a whole lot of items and you try to throw it at several enemies, well, either you'll just throw them away and they won't actually hit any enemies, like something similar to what was just happening there. It won't happen with like the Iblis biters, but if you get into some of the Iblis takers, that's when it can become a pain to use, and so you'll really have to practice and make sure that you time it just right. But enemies that are, you know, like that won't die right off the bat are not worth it at all. Like through this section, I've wasted far too much time going through here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to dodge or try to catch some of this stuff, or what I'm supposed to do. Okay. I'm supposed to keep on moving. Maybe? Let's see. Fractions. Oh, okay, there we go. That's always useful. And if you have a lot of like boxes or anything, you don't want to throw all of it away or waste it. Because I can remember doing that a lot of times and wishing that I had a few boxes or spiked balls around to be able to use. So you always want to make sure you have enough items around with you everywhere. There ain't no way in hell I'm gonna get the S rank, but wow, okay, so you seem to get a pretty hefty time bonus. But you can see why messing around definitely hurts. This isn't like Shadow, this is more towards Sonic, where you have to try to get through the level quickly, but they know that you can't because you have pretty crappy abilities. You know, while Silver's abilities are, you know, pretty useful, they're still, I'm sorry, excuse me about that, they're not as useful as a good homing attack. And so, therefore, they do give you a substantial time bonus because they know that it's going to take a while to kill a group of enemies in a little area where you have to progress on through the level. And, so, just remember speed is a very important thing. But the levels do seem like a lot longer than some of Sonic's levels and some of Shadow's levels. So I believe this is Iblis. This is Iblis, but this is a different phase of Iblis. I think either phase 2 or something like that. Iblis. Okay, well, I guess we're just calling it Iblis. But this is definitely a tougher version of Iblis than the one we fought in that little cavern. There won't be any little jewels or any footholds for us to stand on. This is going to be a totally different fight, totally different mechanic and everything that Iblis is going to do. So, just have to be careful and watch what he's going to do. You know, it will take you a couple times to get used to it. All you have to do is pretty simply just pick stuff up and throw it at his face. You can grab these little rocks that he'll throw, and you can use those as weapons. Wait. I believe it doesn't matter where you actually hit him in the face, as long as you hit him in the face, I think. Oh crap. Oh, you can see this, it's like a shadow down there on the bottom. Okay, well, that sucked. Well, I guess not. It gave me some useful weapons. So you can see you can actually kill him pretty fast, just by depending on how quickly you can drop stuff on his head. And it doesn't seem to work all the time, so damn it. No, that's useful. So I guess whenever he's sitting still like this, you can actually attack him. Well. Oh well. Okay, he's gonna drop that big thing on our head again. So you can see how slow Silver actually runs. It's on par with how slow Tails is. And there ain't no way it would seem to actually counteract that. Come on, come back down. Well. Okay. Ah, damn it. I guess it's hurting him. Some of the time it is anyway. Oh. Oh, that's not even fair. I ain't got nothing to throw at you anymore. And you got a flamethrower. The camera angle does suck, and there is an edge back here, so you do want to be careful not to run off that while you are running around. And let's see. Oh, okay, so he's going to throw this at us again. Oh, okay, cool. And you can actually run from it, so that's another cool thing. So, just, I guess you have to make sure that it hits his face. That seems to be something useful, and there's why it sucks. Sometimes, well, a lot of the time, that will happen when you're using silver. He'll just miss, and it won't lock on for whatever reason. Alright. There we go. Definitely can do it a lot faster than I did. And try not to run through all of your available ammo as quickly as I did either. But there's really nothing you can do if it does miss. You know, if it goes for the body, even though you're trying to aim for the head. The best thing you can do is just try to make sure that you're aiming at Iblis and jump. You know, you don't want to jump too far that you jump off the ledge or the platform that you're standing on. But you do have to be careful. But you do have to make sure that you're aiming at Iblis's head and jump. You know, there are, I guess there's only certain times that you can actually hit him, or that the objects will lock onto his head. I probably won't get a S rank, maybe? Yes. Alright, so I guess try to just beat it under 3 minutes. That seems to work out pretty well. So as long as you can do that, you should be fine. You shouldn't have nothing to worry about with while using it. But I believe we're going to head into an adventure field here pretty soon, so I'm going to end the video at that point. I guess I could end it now, but I'll go ahead and wait for an adventure field, because there's some cutscenes up here that kind of tie in with the story that needs to be showed now rather than later. To actually see what happens to Iblis right after we spent so long defeating him and got an S rank for it.
Looks like we stopped it for now.
But it'll just rise up from its ashes again. What's the point of all this? It'll never end.
Calm down, Silver.
Then tell me what we should do. How can we completely destroy Iblis?
By knowing the truth, of course. Just as a flower comes from a seed, or a chicken comes from an egg, everything has an origin. You need to find the being originally responsible for this catastrophe.
Is that really the answer to our problem? Tell me, do you know who it is?
Sega did actually do a pretty good job of making Mephiles seem creepy.
To fix this present timeline, you need to change the past.
But that's impossible.
With my help, you can. Because I have the power to travel through time.
No way!
In order to change the past, you must eliminate the
it did make sense for Iblis to have the purple Chaos Emerald. And Blaze was remembering her time with Sonic, but obviously she didn't remember who he was completely, but just, you know, some memory was...
Where am I?
she was remembering some memory of her time
Blaze?
with Sonic in Sonic Rush.
Blaze! I guess we all got separated. This is so unbelievable. Now I must fight for the future.
Alright, so, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many items did I throw in this entire video? You know, Crisis City and the boss fight. I thank you for watching. Until next time.